Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another stream with your truly landable trade. Here in the Lion's Den. What is happening? How's everybody doing? And hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully things are going smooth, everyone's safe, especially during these wild economic times, especially the way the stock market has been acting quite crazy. I don't know how to describe it, but you know, if you have your own words to describe how this market is treating you and how it's acting overall, let me know how you feel. But yeah, without further ado, before I start the stream, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for always supporting the channel. Good evening to you too, Zelly. Much love to you, as always. It's always good to see you. And you know, above everything, peace, love, health, and wealth. Just like Mark R says, shout out to Mark, and shout out to everybody else, you know, who is usually on here. Couldn't have done it without you guys and gals. So, yes, Zelly, GME. GME, that is correct. That is exactly what we're gonna be discussing right now. Also, we're gonna be looking at something that I noticed. I took a nap, right, when I got home, so I wasn't aware of what was going on during after hours. But if we could go ahead and see what pretty much review what happened. We're gonna go on Webull, not sponsored, and we're gonna look at the chart for GME on there. And this was pretty much the whole price action of GME today, from market open, when it opened at a price of $30.54. Ended up at a low of $29.66 and closed at $30.15. So, you know, slightly in the red, but GME did have earnings after market hours, and of course there were mixed I think it was mixed earnings results. I think you had earnings beat per share. No, earnings per share was a beat, and then revenue was actually down. So usually when there's earnings and there's a miss in revenue, the stock usually has a negative effect in price action. That is what you see here around this part of the chart here, which you can see after market close. Big red candle. There was an initial spike 5 minutes into after hours that took GME all the way up to $31 a share, and then from there, I mean, I'm pretty sure we are going to see that number again soon, later down the road. But from there, completely got demolished with the mixed results, and of course the revenue miss, and went all the way as low as $28.26, and began to consolidate from there, which took the stock down -5% in the red, and consolidated all the way till we reached to this point here, which caught me by surprise because this this price action came out of nowhere. Um, there there isn't any specific news or details as to how this all came about. Maybe an insider buy or who knows. But when you look at the time and sales on Webull, um, we're gonna go and scroll down to this mark here. What was it? 18 hours and 55-minute mark. Pretty much 7 p.m. Eastern time, just an hour before the end of after market trading or after hours trading. And you're gonna notice, these highlighted orders. When you get to 1855, the 18th hour and 55-minute mark. I'm sorry, I mean to say the 18th hour and 58-minute mark. There is this huge, massive block in the green. I guess these are buy blocks from 28.79 to 29.15, and you can see the number of shares for each of those orders, ranging from 10 to 700, 500, 200, even 1,300 shares, 490, 200, 450, 362, all coming in at the same time, at the same hour, minute, and second, 18:58:37, and then goes to 29:16, and then another buy order block, whatever you want to call this highlighted thing, still 18:58:37, from 29.19 all the way to 29.72 a share. And you have all these orders here: 1,668, 132, 200, 100, 15, 1,000, 1,000. There's a big order here, 4,829 at $29.57. And then that's where the block ends, right here, and then it proceeds to continue at 18:58:41, and then go about its normal business. So from here, then it started to drop again. So from 29.74, the next 5-minute candle here, as you can see, it managed to go back down to $29 a share. And then from there, good old consolidation. And that's all she wrote. So we're currently at $28.90 on GME. So we don't know what direction this will go. Some will say that this will actually recover because, basically, when earnings happen on a stock, it's usually a reaction. And if it's nothing serious, and if there was a mixed result in earnings, there's always ways for the stock to, recover. But, if sentiment does lean more stronger on the bearish side, then, this could come back down to, lower levels as scheduled. So that is something to look forward to. Now, in terms of technicals for GME, let me see. Let me just move this to the side. Right, that's what we expect. To the moon. let's see what happened with option statistics. I'm gonna try to see what the volume was looking like here. Alright, you see that we had a lot of volume in the $30 strike calls, with 200 and no, that's 27.19K in volume for that strike, 6.68K for the puts for the same strike to the downside. You see, there's definitely more concentrated volume for the $30 strike, 35, 40, and 50. But the total volume of calls for today was 176.59 thousand. Puts, total volume 66.10 thousand. Right there. Implied volatility was at around 94.71, which is normal levels, nothing too crazy. But of course, with the way that the market was also trading, I'm pretty sure that it was overall bullish, because if you looked at the SPY earlier today, the SPY was doing its thing. I don't know, it was doing its thing, right? And it opened at a price of $600.22, dropped down to as low as $599.09. And if you guys caught that random drop in SPY, and this was an interesting algorithm that traded today. There was a lot of swings, ups and downs. Definitely a scalping type of day, where you would see this early in the morning pre-market hit around the range around 598, 599, and then start to climb up and drop back down, climb back up. Big drop for whatever reaction that was about. Then pops back up in volatility, huge surge, bringing the stock from 599 and change all the way to 602, almost 603. Then another drop. So a lot of calls and puts potentially, innie and outie method, all that stuff, stopping the crap out of it. Eventually, SPY hits a high of $603.70 before it started to downtrend again during after hours. And where we at right now is 601.48, so down negative 0.027%. Now, going back to GME, I want to say that there was, in fact, something similar. I want to say there was something similar to that in terms of the algorithms too. But I'm going to go ahead and just make a comparison. I want to make a comparison right now here in the 5-minute chart. I'm going to go here with the SPY. See how this all resembles. And for some reason, it looks like when the markets opened, GME was the one to come down, but SPY was ranging. And as GME was consolidating flat, SPY was in a bit of a rise until that sudden drop that happened at around 11:30 in the morning Eastern time. So this big drop from the SPY that you saw out of nowhere go from 601.16 to 599.10, and then bounce back up very hard. you can pretty much tell that the same thing happened with GME. So right here, it took GME from 3014 to as low as 2966, and then bounced right back up. SPY, big surge, but GME couldn't really keep up until at this point here there was a big pop for GME. At the same time, SPY was surging. Then at this point here, there was a pullback, and it kind of followed with SPY around the same time. Then all of a sudden there was a huge surge towards I want to say power hour. So this was all affiliated with the SPY's price action. In my opinion, this was market wide, a market wide reaction. Overall trend, SPY just breaking out of nowhere here, coming back from as low as $600.13, surging within that hour to as high as $603.47. GME here from 29.75 surging all the way as high as 30.42. So there you can definitely see that there was a reaction to how the markets were trading, in my opinion here, and you can see the drop happen at the same time towards the end of market day. GME doing the same thing from 30.42 all the way down to 30.01, eventually closing at 30.15. SPY closing at 603.08. So yeah, just to show you that example there. And always, when in doubt, use the SPY for reference. Use the SPY for reference to track the market overall, and to see how the other stocks that you follow react to the market. This in itself, what happened afterwards, after earnings and after market hours, this tells a different story. And I've yet to believe that there was something correlated between this big drop and then this big spike. So somebody definitely wanted that juicy dip, in my opinion, to buy back up. Maybe institutions or whatever. You can take the wild guess. But hey, there's Jesse in the chat. Hello, good evening, good late evening. How you been? Let me just catch up with the chat. Zelly says Max Payne is $29.50 for this Friday's expiration options chain. So thank you for sharing that information, Zelly. And yeah, $29.50, which surprisingly, GME is under that. And what's funny is that big spike that happened during after hours, it really took the candle to a close of $29.51 and then came back down under. So $29.50 will be tested throughout the rest of the week as the Max Payne, and wondering if GME is going to recover from that. Most likely that could be the case. As you know, that's always the usual thing for stocks to do after earnings. Either a big pop and then just comes back down, or depending on what the news is. If it's something that's, in my opinion, if it's something that is really bad, right? Bad press, bad numbers, a CEO or anyone from the board of directors leaving, delistment, reverse splits, anything that would contribute to a big downfall of the stock, That is what would usually happen. But in this case, it was just nothing more but mixed results for earnings. They did beat earnings per share, up 9 cents, which was 112.50% rise. But they missed on earnings revenue, so minus 17.6 million on 2.35%. Not much of a big difference. Although that was the case, they did file their 8K, and now on their balance sheet, they're carrying more than $6 billion in cash at hand. Okay. So let's see. Let's say we have the exact number here. Here we go. So cash equivalents, and marketable securities were 6.4 billion at the close of the first quarter, compared to 1 billion at the close of the prior year's first quarter. That's a huge difference. Huge difference. All right. Now, even though they did purchase around 4,710 Bitcoin between May 3rd, 2025 and June 10th of 2025 for cash, that information was not listed in the filing, and therefore that's going to be on the next 8K, I guess come next earnings too, where pretty much you would see the result from that in the stock. And with everything that they've been saying in terms of how the company would react in terms of price action, due to the fact that they've been involved in Bitcoin, you can pretty much imagine how that's going to be like. Zelly bean. But yeah, how's it been, Jesse? Great, relaxing. Gotcha. Hopefully it's not a long week for us. I really hope this week goes by quick. And we can make something out of it too at the same time. Sheesh, there's just so much going on. So much up and down, and everyone's tired. I mean, we need a break. We need a huge break from all this craziness in the markets. We just need one giant move to the upside, beyond our averages, make our 5-6 figures, and then just call it a day and take a break, take a long vacation. And just hope for the best. Hope for the best. Let's see. What was it said here? GameStop Corp bought. Okay, yeah. So that purchase that I was just mentioning about the 4,710 Bitcoin for about $500 million on May 3rd. That purchase will not appear in the quarter's financial results due to a new investment policy. Oh, a new investment policy. That is interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Crypto market is slowly moving. Yeah, so let's go to Bitcoin real quick, right? So Bitcoin and Bitcoin is actually down, negative 0.54%. It is somewhat trading flat here. You could see that same surge that we saw on the SPY. I don't know if you noticed here. I think it happened market wide. right here, this big surge here at like 1400 hour. That is 2 o'clock. The big move here, obviously Bitcoin did the same exact thing here at the 1400 hour, and this thing literally Bitcoin literally gained back everything that was lost at that point here, because this was at a high of 110,550, and it came back from a low of what is this here, 108,362 for today's action pretty much, and then going back to $110,420, 28 cents. Sheesh. And now it's just, you know, trying to recover actually. Just trying to stay above the 200 moving average. Yeah, moving average. And the 50 moving average is actually trying to curl up. So usually when these situations occur, right, as long as the price action stays above the 200 MA, on top of that, you have the 9 and the 20. Is that the 9 and the 20? Let me see. The 9 and the... Hold on. Because I want to make sure that I have that correct. 9. Okay, yeah. So you have the 9 and the 20 MA. So usually you have to look for the 9 to see an actual like direction. The 20 afterwards follows, and if it crosses over, then you'll see a move back to the upside to try to retest what it seems to be the 50 MA at 109,826. Therefore, we would need to see Bitcoin, an example here, break over that 50 MA and then come back to try to break over 110,000. So it would be one big I guess giant W maybe. Even on the 15-minute, you gotta say that this setup here is looking like it wants to break out, because of the fact that you also see here on the 50 MA curling back up way far from the 200, and so you got the 9 here. They're pretty much in an entanglement, but if it continues to trend upward, then you might see Bitcoin push back up to these resistance levels here at 110,500, in my opinion, NFA. But we'll see what happens, because tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning. I mean, we did have the CPI, consumer inflation, consumer price inflation index. What? I forgot how do you say that? Oh my gosh. Core inflation rate. The core inflation rate, which actually came at 2.9% from 2.8%. CPI data. Yeah. Tomorrow we'll have wait, what? Wait, hold on. Wait, what? No. Wait. Oh. That's tomorrow. Oh. No, wait. That's tomorrow. Okay. Oh, right, just Fishy Zelly. You can see everyone when they come into the live. There's usually a number here, and there's 7 watching currently. If you guys have any comments and you want to say hello to the chat, feel free. 7 watching right now. Join us on chat, please. and show some love. And then we can talk about other tickers too as well. And some that we have been watching. And talk about Finger. Talk about AMC. Talk about everything. Everything that you need. Oh! So you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here we have the 9 and the 20 EMA. You're trying to bounce. So this is going to try to push over. Now, so now that we know that CPI, the CPI is this the consumer price index is tomorrow. The forecast is supposed to be 2.9%. Prior was 2.8%. Now I wonder what would happen if it goes higher than that at 3%. So we're gonna have to find out and see. I'm gonna go to our good old ChatGPT. I know I'm a sucker for using ChatGPT a lot, but you know sometimes it helps. Not financial advice, and this is indeed for educational research and entertainment purposes. And although ChatGPT can make mistakes too, sometimes we do too. So, currently, here is at 2.8%, and the forecast is set to be at 2.9%. How would the result be for the stock market if CPI comes in, if CPI year over year comes in at 2.9% versus if it versus 2.7 versus no change. I'm just here experimenting. I want to see what it says. Yo, Big JR, Daddy's home. What's going on? Daddy's home. And Daddy's home to bring the sugar. You hear? Daddy's home to bring the sugar, baby. Oh man, how's everything, Big JR? You can definitely start. You gotta bring in the whole crew. You gotta bring in the whole the cavalry. We gotta share this this live and get some more peeps in here, so we can all have a talk and figure out what's the situation here. Core inflation Wednesday. We also have continuing jobless claims on the 12th, Thursday, and core PPI month over month, year over year. But yeah, let's you guys you want to name ChatGPT something else? Lion uses it so much it's personal now. Yeah, it's personal, but I still haven't even gotten to pick out a nickname for it. It's like my own pet. I just I gotta think of ChatGPT as a pet, not as a person. You know. But let's go ahead and read this because you know CPI is tomorrow. We want to find out based on ChatGPT's response what the result could be if CPI year over year comes in lower than expected, even though the forecast shows that um, shows it at 2.9%. Now, if CPI year over year comes in at 2.9%, 2.7%, or no change, here's how the stock market, specifically SPY, is likely to respond in each scenario, assuming current macro context, which includes 2025 high Fed sensitivity, focus on inflation trends and rate cut expectations. So if CPI year over year equals 2.7%, which would be lower than the forecast and prior, the market reaction would be likely bullish. Rationale signals disinflation is continuing, increases odds of Fed rate cuts sooner than expected, and yields may fall, which is bullish for equities. So the SPY impact, it would likely rally, and tech / growth sectors, for example QQQ, may outperform due to lower rate sensitivity. Okay? So if CPI year over year is unchanged at 2.8% in line, the market reaction would be neutral to mildly bullish. Rationale, it would meet expectations but no surprises, and confirms current disinflation trend but not fast enough to force a policy pivot. The SPY impact will likely range bound, kind of like chop, but kind of stay flat in a way, or a small gain depending on the core CPI and month over month figures. But then also, if there's any news events or any developments in terms of, tariffs, inflation, etc., geopolitical events, that could also change the impact on the SPY. So And last but not least, if CPI year over year comes in at 2.9% above forecast and prior, market reaction would be likely bearish. The rationale, inflation re-acceleration raises doubts about Fed rate cuts, and that could trigger rise in treasury yields and dollar strength. SPY impact, it will likely pull back. Rate-sensitive sectors like tech and real estate may underperform, and value stocks and defensive sectors might hold better. So, the nuances to watch, especially for intraday SPY reactions: core CPI trends year over year and month over month, CPI month over month, sticky services inflation or any reversal in goods prices, and market positioning pre-release if markets are already leaning dovish or hawkish. All right. So that is what she says here. So 2.9% market reaction likely bearish. How's the SPY doing currently? As we see, GME is still holding just about the cusp at $29 a share, trading flat on overnight trading hours. If you go to the SPY real quick, you can actually see that it's also trading flat, down negative 0.28% from the closing price of 603.08. It's flat. Maybe it'll just trade flat along the way until CPI data comes out, and we will see. And we will see. Oh, wait, who's moaning? Oh, Bitcoin is actually. Oh, well, look at that. It just. Bitcoin just pushed up there. It's rising. And 9. Wait, is that the 9? I gotta go back and check. Okay, no, that's the 50. Wait, what? No, 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 that's the 9. Wait. Oh. Okay, the pink is the 9. The 20 is the blue. So, okay. So yeah, okay, we do see that there is some momentum here trying to come back to the upside for Bitcoin. Let me look at the indexes real quick. SPY on the other hand, futures, again trying to hold up there, but it's actually looking bearish because it's underneath the 200 MA, and the 50 is actually sloping down, kind of ready to go ahead for that bearish crossover or death cross and continue to the downside. That's usually the case scenario once that happens, in my opinion, not financial advice. Let's see. We got some banter going on here. Yay. Yeah, so let's read the chat and keep up with the conversation here. Let's see. Lion uses it so much as personal now. I can try. They will want Finger and G-Bucks. What's going on with those two, huh? I can see Finger was trying to recover a little bit there, closing almost at 5% in the green. So that's a good sign, hopefully. G-Bucks was around $3, I believe. I wonder if they will move in tandem with each other. That'll be crazy. See, Jesse says, I talked to my ChatGPT. I'm going to ask her what name would she like. Yes, gotta be a woman, way smarter than us. Oh wow. And makes better choices. Maybe that would change the outcome of the responses for any stock picks. Hey girl, if I could give myself a name, I think I'd go with something warm, thoughtful, and a little bit classic, like Amina. Amina. It means trustworthy or safe, which kind of fits. You gotta, yeah, Amina gotta give you some, safe replies, safe responses. Don't want to lead you into the wrong direction. Cause you any drama. Amina. Amina better behave. Currently you got the dollar index here. Not gonna rise from 98.86. Oh, now 99.13. Somehow the Hang Seng index is green, closing in at 1%, and okay, China, what have y'all been doing? Hong Kong index here just climbing. Look at that, still going. Oh boy. Japan, on the other hand, the Japan stock exchange here down, kind of like resemblance to what the SPY is doing. Yeah, look at that. So you got something similar. losing momentum there. But yeah, speaking of finger, I mean, we can check out what finger has been doing. So we can go to finger and see that it closed at 4.09% in the green. And well, what's the first thing that we see here? All right. Even though the moving averages do seem a bit more bearish, because we did have that bearish crossover here back in May 30th with the 9 and 20. And now you got the 20 here closing in on the 50. But here we had the first thing that we see right off the bat is a gap to the upside. Where do we see this? Somewhere between 325 and 350 NFA. Remember, this is just only for research purposes. So do your own research. Do your own DD. And let's see what we can get from this. All right. So 325 to 350 on that gap, which means finger has to fill it up. And it has to hit somehow a bottom. But we do have supports, all right? Now that you see that it's actually underneath the 50 MA on the daily chart, you do have the 200 that's near, which is actually close to the previous major level of support in the past, which was at $2 a share. Now, doesn't mean that it can actually go back there, but we never know until we see what the result is for the end of the week. All right, so we got to see either that plays out and we retest the 200 MA at $2. Excuse me. Thank you. Or we actually see a bounce. Wait, I gotta change. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta change the layouts here. But I need for y'all to give me some input on finger and G-Bucks and finger, and tell me what do you think is possible. Big JR, I know you've been around, you've been involved in this for a long time, so you know more than anything. Where would you like to see this bottom out? And it's been 4 trading days that finger has been in the red, but today was a different story. Let's see, how is that 4 hour looking like? Ooh, okay. All right. Thank you, Zelly. Even though it did close on the green, maybe finger on Weeble will show different. Let's see. Let's look at the daily real quick. Oh no, yeah. And look at finger in the daily on Weeble also shows that gap there between the ranges of 323 and 353. I believe that's what it says there. So yeah, because pretty much there's no more gaps. To be honest, there's no more gaps to the downside. It filled all the gaps that it could. Back then, you had this gap here back when it was at 156 to 198, $2, and that was filled. Of course, you had the other ones here. This will be interesting to see, because that way we know that has to be the next move. So the next move has to be that gap up. But here on the 4 hour, you did notice that there is an attempt for it to bottom just above 220, and yeah, we just pretty much need to see the 9 and the 20 here come back up and do a reversal, a big U, and try to retest $3 a share. So that would be the goal. The goal for now, before this week is over, is to retest 250, break out, see an influx in volume, and push it all the way to $3 a share. So hopefully that would be the case scenario, because then that would definitely be a great entry, in my opinion, to get back into, and then play it back to the upside. Not financial advice. Oh Lord, what you got here? Gotta fill that Michael Strahan gap. So yeah, wait, I need to change. Whew, the longer term chart, it's the same cycle over and over. But what do you want to look at, the weekly chart? We can do that. Let's see. Whoa, what is this? Whoa. Where did I draw this? Okay, I think I need to switch. I need to switch layouts. Let me go to the firecracker. Sorry. Let me see this one. Is it this one? Blam. Maybe it's this one. Let me see real quick. Oh, it's a 5. Let's look at the weekly. It's the same cycle over and over again. But we're trying to find a similar scenario. If it's the same cycle, there's gotta be, let me see. Yeah, we had this big run here back in 2020 to 2021. Oh, wait a minute. Let's look at this one here. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try something here. Here. Well, it couldn't be this one here. Or maybe, could it be this? No. What do you think? All right. Yeah, I mean, I do see, like, you know, of course, like, you know, that box you see at the bottom, the very bottom, which is around $1 to $1.40, around that range. you see that every time, you know, it was tested, that it would come back down to that level, maybe underneath it, you will definitely see that become a bottom, and then come back up, swing it back down, retest, go back up, come back down, retest, come back up, come back down, retest, come back up. That is definitely a repetition, but the amount of time that it took for the retest to happen from the top, from the peak, I wanna say, yeah, this is tough. Let's look at the monthly. Alright, don't go back there. Yeah, don't go back there. Don't go back to that box. Yeah, we wouldn't want to see that happen, because I mean, we pretty much already tested that, and even on the monthly, you could see it here hold at a certain range right here between these two moving averages. The Rocky Mountain. Yeah. Yeah, hold on, wait, let me. Oh, the 9 and the 21. What's the VWAP? Oh, that's the VWAP, okay. Oh, that's the VWAP, okay. Got it. So now we got that yellow line. I'm still experimenting with this indicator here. Okay, so that does make sense. So anything underneath the VWAP, now it's kind of above the VWAP here. Huh. Let me go back to the weekly. Ah, okay. But I mean, does the VWAP even like show anything here? Like, what is this? I mean, we would probably guess that at this point, like, it has to make another bounce. So whatever this is, was tested, and it had bounced from 220 to that close of 229. So pretty much what we would have to see play out for this week, I'm gonna show you. Was it the evening pattern? Or is it the morning? I think it's the morning. No. It's the morning star pattern. I like looking at this too. Oh man, Michael, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. How's everything with you, Michael? So I want to say, right, based on how that how this weekly chart is looking like, in order for it to reverse, to do a reversal, I think it would have to pull a morning star pattern, right? The first candle, long bearish candle, indicating strong selling pressure and a continuation of the downtrend, right? So you have here, The second candle is a small bodied candle. It can be bullish or bearish or even a doji that signals indecision in the market. It often gaps down from the close of the first candle, showing a slowdown in selling momentum. Oh, okay, so we actually do see that here. You can see it print just lined up with the last candle before. So now that you see that this actually wicked down, wicked up from 220, closed at 229. Basically what it needs to do is it needs to kind of turn into either a hammer candle that's bullish and go over this wick. I think it'll turn green afterwards. Maybe if it goes over 250, it turns green. Either it turns into a hammer or it turns into a doji. And if that happens before this week is over, then we could try to like break over 240 or 250. Then that could signal and signify perhaps a morning star pattern. So if you look at the images here, it would look something like, let me see. I need a good example here. I need me a good example. Okay, here. I think this is a good example. Can I zoom into this? Oh no, I can't. Yeah, it shows it all discombobulated and stuff. Yikes. Can I click it? Anyways, you got the downtrend. Oh, you know what? I could just do this. Copy image, and then just like paste the damn thing here. How about that? I could have just done that the whole time. So, I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but based on how this looks like, you can see that this is something that is possible, right? And this is just like me being hypothetical here, but if this can pull a Morningstar pattern, this week could be very crucial in terms of whether we get that, and then the week after, which is, I believe, is a big options week, right? June 20th. Is that considered witching, triple witching, or is it quad witching? Huh. Let me take a look. Let me know in the chat what it is. Is it quad witching? Is it triple witching? Yeah, it's usually a big event for options. Like a huge amount of money in contracts expiring on June 20th. Oh, there you go. Thank you, Zeli. Wow, so so June 20th on Friday, next Friday, is quadruple witching day. All right. So again, like I said, I want to say that this, in my opinion, of course, NFA, this week is crucial for Finger. That it needs to create this same scenario. Alright? So we do need this to either turn into like a hammer-ish candle or a doji, and then the next week would have to be a reversal. that would actually move this back up to, who knows, maybe 280, or somehow a huge surge in volume, big 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 whales. I'm just being theoretical here. Big whales just come in out of nowhere, starts pumping up Finger, buying up, and all of a sudden next week we see Finger back at $3 a share, and really building the pressure on shorts that can't seem to give up. So yeah, that is my take on that. And again, so since Zelly mentioned quadruple witching day, just it's usually one, so it occurs 4 times a year on the third Friday of March, June, September, and December. These are days when 4 types of financial contracts expire simultaneously: stock index futures, stock index options, stock options, and single stock futures. All right. So then the next one would be September 19th, and the next one December 19th. Now, it doesn't happen for the entire market day. I believe that it only happens on the last hour of market day at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And things get really volatile from what we've seen before in the past. What? This Friday or next? Gotcha, thought so. Thanks, and wink. Oh, so Michael mentioned Clover, and is that Allure? Better than Finger, doesn't have any cash. Ooh. Big JR says they have plenty of cash. Gotta look at their balance sheet, Michael. Mo. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, you have to have back surgery, but must get clear with the heart doctor. Yeah, because you don't want to have complications. So hopefully that's not the case, and things come out well, and everything's successful, Michael. So best wishes on that, and yeah, let us know any updates. What else we got over here? Actually, as a matter of fact, let's look at Fingers option statistics. Now, the activity was the volume activity was kind of unbearable. It wasn't even much going on in terms of volume, and even shares traded. It was probably one of the quietest days that Finger has ever had, with only 253.78 thousand shares traded. For the total volume in calls, it was only 1.43 thousand, with only 28 in puts. So definitely quiet. It could be, that it's probably signaling the calm before the storm. And all of a sudden we see, indicators showing that we bounce back up. Maybe the morning star pattern doesn't occur, and all of a sudden we see this jump back up, and we hit a reversal right away. But we'll definitely keep this in check. just in case. And yeah, in terms of let me see. So in terms of the daily, gotta lower this down a little bit. Yeah, so the latest here back on May 16, you have Finger Motion signing a deal to launch insurance risk platform in Indonesia. So that's an agreement with Mac Wireless Technology for the deployment of its artificial intelligence powered insurance risk rating platform in Indonesia. No financial details were disclosed. Finger Motion said that the agreement will see the development of a version of the platform that aligns with the Indonesian market to support underwriting for the motor, health, and life insurance sectors. The one that Big JR is talking about, I believe is here. You see. Oh, what happened to Discord? Oh, okay. I think let me see. If we go to Finger right now, I know it was posted here early. I think the day before. Come on. Let's see. New. Oh, okay. It's right here. We'll just load that sucker. Country Computers, yo. What is going on? Good evening to you, and how's it going, Country? Has it been a minute? I think it's been a minute. But good to see you here. It's a pleasure. And let me know what's up. So here, June 9th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Finger Motion subsidiary GME Technology, I can't say the name, forms strategic collaboration with Zhejiang Xinjiang Automotive to co-develop advanced emergency response vehicles. So, under this arrangement, the two companies will jointly develop and market a new line of emergency response vehicles, including communication, command, and rescue units. This collaboration will establish a fully integrated, quote, develop market service model designed to deliver cutting-edge solutions for public safety and enterprise customers across diverse emergency scenarios. So then you have key areas of collaboration, which include product development and market expansion, sales and promotion, customer support and service, and resource integration and operational synergy. So this strategic alliance aligns with Zhuge Technology's long-term growth strategy to strengthen its market position in the emergency response sector, and the collaboration leverages the combined technological expertise and market reach for both parties, enhancing Zhuge Technology's ability to deliver high-performance, reliable solutions tailored to the evolving needs of emergency services. Alright, so that's the latest for Figure Motion. So, just closing out here. That's interesting. We have another one from Texas, from Houston. Yeah, and Louis Ibarra from Texas too. Shout out to him. So so I was just showing a scenario. Now again, it might not play out, but here I was just showing the fam on chat here how, what if this plays out, this Morningstar pattern. and this is on the weekly chart here. So giveth this is NFA, and this is just hypothetical, an hypothetical situation, where if finger on the weekly, which actually held up here above this line, this trend line, if it actually pushes up more into like a hammer, you can see there's a wick here from 220, closed at 229 today. If it pushes up even more, I would say it would turn into a hammer candle. Now, either in order for the morning star pattern to, come to fruition, of course, this would have to close in a way that then the next week would have to be bullish. And not only that, but I noticed that there is a possible bottoming here on this indicator, which is, of course, the RSI, which is the RSI and Bollinger Bands plus dispersion indicator. So we pretty much have to see this bounce off, send it turn back up next week, and hopefully, the next weekly candle. And knowing the fact that next week is a big week in terms of options activity, options expiration, which we had just mentioned is quadruple witching day, and I'm not sure the exact amount of money that's going into these options, and how many of them are going to expire, but this could be a interesting thing here for finger, because quite frankly, if we look at the options activity, it wasn't much today because the volume in general was pretty dead quiet. 253,000 shares traded compared to the volume that we were seeing as finger was running up within the million to 3 million, almost 4 million, to now being quiet, and perhaps maybe seeing potentially a calm before the storm and a reversal. The options market, surprisingly, especially on the call side and the expiration on June 20th, we do see higher than normal open interest for the $3 strike, $3.50, and $4 strike, which is the highest at 9,738 with a volume of 210. Now, compared to the volume from last month, I mean, it was definitely in the thousands, into the tens thousands. So, theoretically, finger does need to see that surge in volume that we saw before, and especially in the options, to once again put under pressure on that gamma ramp. Not financial advice, but that would have to be the scenario. And then perhaps, we do see that, maybe institutions will take interest in this dip. And we do have the gap here that is shown, that is pretty much clearly evident on the daily. So right here between 323 and 353, and that would have to be the next target for finger, and for it to fill that gap. You heard? So again, that is the scenario that I'm getting right now so far. And you know what? I could be wrong. Things change. Market conditions could change that too. And all of a sudden, we are back at, the past major support level at $2. And of course, we don't want that to happen, because this is pretty much where we at. And we need to see a recovery. We need to see a bounce. We need to see $3 again. So either we range between $2.50 to $3 before this week is over, or we could see more bearish activity, in my opinion. So, but that being said, we're looking at Twitter or X, and we see that Ham um, posted 3 hours ago, and he states here and posted in his opinion that he doesn't think that they covered. He believes they moved it from a borrowed shares to naked shorts. The trading does not support their cover cost to carry for stat. Okay, I don't know what that. Okay, that was kind of hard to read. But the change is definitely a big deal. So the settlement date, which was for May 30th, you can see here the short interest had dropped to 3.28%. But the short position change was way like negative 1,890,347. So that's a big percentage change. The shares out was 57,141,186, with the shares float being at 41,924. No, 41,924,269. Right? That's a big change there, in my opinion. So it's I mean it's just pretty comical at this point in what they're trying to do. Again, a lot of people do say that that they can't chart fraud. It's pretty evident and clear that this is an ongoing thing, but eventually, with much attention and with much interest that finger gets, that could all of a sudden change, and we see that surge back again into finger in volume in the options chain, and then it's game on. So here from Frankie, new official short numbers, the real shorts have decreased their short position by 1,890,347 shares. The days to cover is set at 1.3. The new official short position is showing at 1,376,345 shares as of May 30th, 2025. Crime in real time, in my opinion. So which company are you talking about that I can't buy finger? What do you mean? So, yeah, with that being said, we can go to Finger's short interest information on Fintel. Of course, they have to verify that I'm human and not AI or a robot. Let's just give it a second. So yeah, Country says, it's been a minute out in Houston, vacation. Don't have my full charts, but what are you seeing for the finger setup? Yeah. So that's the setup for now. And even on the hourly right here, as we've seen, there could be a potential bottoming here at around between the ranges of 220 and 230. Hopefully it doesn't come down a lot more, because if so, then $2 could be tested as support. And then we would see if it bottoms out for that from there, and then it bounces. Right. So with that being said, we'll look at the FinCell data, and then we'll also look at the chart exchange data too as well. Let's see. So you can see the new short shares there. Short interest ratio showing at 3.97 days to cover. Short interest percentage flow at 3.25%. Oh my god, thank you for that. Glad you care about me, ad block. 291, I mean not 291, 2 hours ago reporting 650,000 short shares available. But we do see that the cost to borrow, or the short borrow fee rates, has increased. It's actually going up a little bit from 42.33% to a max of 52.40%. So as long as that's the case, then we do see a surge in short borrow fee rates like we did back in closer to the end of May. That could put pressure on the shorts again and make it very expensive for them to borrow, in my opinion. NFA. Finger could test 191 easy, Michael Anthony says. Again, that could be the scenario. That could be the scenario. It's within that range. If there's more bullish activity, yeah, I want to say that, yeah. If this daily candle here, which does have a bearish wick, if it by all means decides to continue to fall, that could be the scenario. It could be there that we test $2 as that major support level that has been the support in the past for a couple of years actually. That is the key to know that could very well be the bottom, and we'll see, you know, if Finger does come back up and go for another round, and also with a gap that still exists here between 325 and 353. I'm gonna say 325 and 350. If you want to average in like that, and that would have to be the goal, the bullish goal there, price target range, whatever you want to call it, right there. So yeah, that's it for a Finger. I feel like I've been on that for a minute, so we'll see what happens. I am in a way looking, because I am interested in somehow in options, and I do notice that there is a big number of volume for the $3 strike for July 18th expiration date. So I'm gonna have to watch that very closely and see how that reacts. Wow. So he was talking about Clover. I haven't touched on Clover since the Clover guy. What was his name again? It's been a minute. Craig. The name was Craig, and I haven't seen him in a minute. But yeah, pretty much Clover. He's been bullish on Clover for a long time, since the beginning of this year. And after the fact that it pretty much came back from the low of 60 cents. And oh, okay, so Jesse getting sleepy. I think it's the music or probably the voice. But wishing you a good night, a good sleep, and thank you as always for hanging out with us and chatting with us. Wishing you a great day tomorrow. Actually, officially 12 a.m. right now, so officially today. Hopefully you have a great day today. You heard? Clover, clover, clover. I'm actually curious to see what the numbers are for clove. And that's a lot of millions. That's a lot of millions in short shares. 9,100,000 short shares available as of 17 hours ago. Only 0.25% in cost to borrow fees. That is, whew, wow. What about institutional owners? Damn. Oh my god. Clove is hot. I'm looking at the daily. I'm just here wondering because you know, let me switch layouts here. Is it purple haze? Let me see. It could be purple haze. Not too sure. With the ADX. Let me just look at Clovem here. Go to daily real quick. Now, Clover looks like it has been going through a downtrend. It was at a high of almost $5 back in January, the end of January, and hasn't returned back up since. It closed at $2.99. The only thing that I see, to be honest, I mean, we're just being hypothetical here, of course, but next support level could be around 275. And the reason why I say that is because there is a potential death cross right here for Clove. And the trend line, as you can see here, which represents the 200, changed from green to red, and pretty much the price action is above that. I mean, underneath the 200, and underneath that 1348 cross under, and then we have more downside. All right, So this could be short-lived, and the MACD could turn back around and then continue its bearish divergence, and then you might have to see Clover come back down to 275, and if that also rejects and that death cross comes out, and then you might see more towards like 250, you know. So you gotta watch out for those levels. Now if it decides to bottom out and hold $3 would have to be that key level for Clove to stay above, and then to see a recovery from there and then head back to the upside. Now it's not going to go crazy right away. I think it's just going to take its time. So yeah, this might be one of these slow movers. Clover at once upon a time did have some scenarios where it, you know, ran up with a lot of volatility and had a huge rise like it did before in the past. But you could see it like pretty much climb in. No, I'm here. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure this chart out. And I don't know. You think you see more downside here? I mean, Clover has had the past four earnings here. That was actually, as a matter of fact, the past three earnings for Clover missing revenue. 15, 10. But as a matter of fact, you can see that revenue from November, negative 15.29 million. For December, negative 10.45 million, and then for March, period ending in March here, May 6th, negative 4.6 million. So it's like revenue is I guess kind of getting better. And then you have August 11th, the next earnings for Clover. It's like when men get lost in the car, we turn the radio down. Right. ADX is somewhat still in the green on the 4 hour. But it's, I don't know. might have to keep an eye on Clove for a bit. How is Clove not even on this watch list? I have no idea. And then the other one was what? A-L-L-R? No, A-L-L-R. Oh no, wait, that's Alarity. Oh, okay. Alarity Therapeutics. Oh, okay. Let's look at the daily real quick. Oh, she can barely even see the chart. I gotta zoom in all the way in. I must have had a reverse stock split. If that's the case, that's why. That's when you know when the map, when you reset the chart and it goes like this and you can barely see the freaking candles, is because they had a split. So you have to like zoom it all the way in. Oh god, now I can't even see. Okay, there it is. Okay, where's the price action? Come on. Look how much I have to zoom in. It's like zooming into to Mullen. There you go. Alright, so not bad. Bottom of the stock was at 61 cents, almost 62 cents. Came back up to $1.23. Sold off a little bit, but it looks like now it's trying to recover. There's a bounce here. Last three candles was bullish. So that means that it might have a potential to come back and to try to break $1. And then you have the last resistance there at 123. So take a look at the data here for Alarity on Fintel. What is this? Oh, okay. This is okay. Short interest. $400,000 short shares available as of 15 hours ago. 18.57% cost to borrow. 3.07 days to cover. Only 1,046,158 shares short. Okay. I wonder if there's any news. You can probably look it up. Alarity. 7 hours ago, ADL increasing, buyback continues, and OS decreasing. Shorts position gradually declining, apparently from this guy W Tech. You can see it here on the settlement date, which was on May 30th. 9.08 short interest percentage. Short position 1,046,158. 1.63 days to cover. Shares out 15,079,572 with a shares flow of 11,525,996. That's a big change compared to the last settlement on the 15th of May. Okay, so maybe shorts are flipping sides. There's an accumulation. Maybe there's something there. Michael is onto something. That could be one of those scalp plays, those short-term plays. Any Audi. Get in at 90, get out at $1.50 or something. Not financial advice, by the way. What about the weekly? Yeah, the weekly has seen some bottoming here. And we got a bot. Same. What the hell is what is SPX 6900? What does that even mean? It's probably a coin. Yeah, even the 2-day chart looks pretty solid, honestly. Let me see if this has any options. I am curious. Very curious. And why aren't you typing? Are you serious? Doesn't want to type. Really? What? Why is it not letting me type? Okay, hold on. Did something happen to my keyboard now? I'm here trying to look. Ah, God. Alright, hold on. Yes, and it's a movement to flip the stock market. It's a movement. What? So you're gonna make the SPX 6900 and the new SPY? Article about SPX 6900 is gonna be bigger than GME ever was. I'll be curious and go. Question is it even listed on the TradingView platform? You see. So you say it has a book value of $1.10. It did reach $1.20 right after the stock split that occurred on September 11, 2024, 1 for 30 split. It did eventually have a rise that went all the way as high as $1.99 and then came back down. But overall, I mean, like, it looks good. It looks good to where it looks like it wants to come back from this bottom and then try to go for $1 again and rise. Last news release for Alarity, they had announced participation in the Pharma Partnering Summit. And it's a phase 2 clinical stage pharmaceutical company dedicated to developing stenoparib, a differentiated dual PARP and WNT pathway inhibitor. Oh, it's a coin. Okay, got it. So it's better than GME on Solana. Oh, okay. It's a community-driven meme coin that humorously positions itself as the SPX 500 with 6,900 more. A playful parody of the S&P 500 index. That's interesting. How volatile would you say it is? Oh, it's multi-chain. What? All right, you got me curious now. Dude, it's listed on here. Seriously? It's listed on here. Oh shit. No way. It had a Bitmart listing back in October 4th of 2024. Good lord, okay. You just found it. If this is it, let me know. Well, that has to be it, of course. Look at that, are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. Yeah, well, actually, it barely almost did. The last high was at $1.77.5. Wow. Whoever got in at the bottom here is caking right now. Right at this point, that was 24 cents. Oh, it was 7 cents actually. Oh, okay, it was 7 cents when it got listed back in October of 2024. Then the next bottom would be at around 25 cents. Yeah, man, what the hell, HB? Supposed to tell us when it was actually at the bottom. Bro, you already know, like, you have any idea how much we would have been caking at that point? Jesus, man, you should have came to us sooner. Look at that. And ever since 25 cents, you're over 530% in the last 92 days. Well, since 92 days ago. But of course, from 7 cents to 154, that's almost 2,000% the whole time that this is trading. Let's see how we're looking at on the 5-minute chart. You know what? Damn. Does it actually look like the S&P? Let me see something here. Let me go to ES. Oh, it is. It does have a resemblance. Because you can see that there's a bit of consolidation here. But you see that SPY had dumped at 9:15. So from here, you can see it actually did go down to a certain point, and then it's consolidating now. All right, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It is holding though here, so all you need is for the SPX 6900 to have the 13 cross over the 48, and then you'll have this back over 156, maybe 160 at a certain amount of time. That's dope. Man, speaking of coins, man, what about GME on Solana? Haven't seen that in a minute. Let's look at that one. Wait, okay. So the trading volume for the last 24 hours was 97.64 million. Market cap is at $1.44 billion. circulating supply of 930.99 million. Thank you, HB. Real, this is some interesting information. And what looks like to be holding up to as well, like this is slowly trying to climb back over. I'm gonna put some alerts here just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Yep, so I'm gonna have that on the watch list there. You go look at GME on Solana. GME on Solana. Sheesh. Now, we played the scenario before many times. So we go back to GME and see how that looked like. Let's see. You can see after earnings, after the earnings reaction, right here. Hold on. Okay, somewhere around here. Okay, so pretty much the coin reacted to the earnings. So when GME dropped, pretty much the coin did itself too, went down from here, then consolidated, then there was a big pump out of nowhere around 7 o'clock, somewhere around here. So that happened, and also GME on Solana went on a pump and then consolidated throughout the rest of the time. But then you look at GME right now. On here, it's still, let's see. Oh shoot, so GME is actually trying to come back down. You can see right here. It's down almost negative 5%. You look at the coin, GME on Solana, and it looks like it's actually doing the same exact thing too. So it's just mimicking pretty much like the same algorithms, to be honest. And if you think about it, like if you pretty much get in back at the bottom of the coin and something happens to GME and it reacts and then it starts to rip, I'm pretty sure like chances are the coin would do the same exact thing. But the whole comparison, I mean the whole difference is the price. Because if you think about it, come on, like 2 fractions of a penny versus you getting in on at $30 or $28.75, that's a big change. So if you think about it, let's like use for an example, like this rally, right? I'm just saying an example, like the way that this moved. In 22 days, like you're up 112% if you had gotten in from that bottom here, back in the beginning of May to the end of May. So you do see a lot of examples there for that matter. I love you, bots. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, so if you I'm just joking. No, you know what? To be honest, like at first I was like, yo, what the hell? Because I gotta be careful. I had bots come in, and it was like they were talking about some XA type coin, whatever. But yeah, so I appreciate you being a real human. It's just a coincidence that Blue Wave Dental came in and asked about the same thing. So, mm, but hey, I I did look it up, and I will be tracking it myself. So, thank you. Thank you for enlightening me and the others with this. Is there any other coins that you are looking into? Yeah, that's true. I guess the more knowledge, the better. It's usually like the ebb and flow of how things work in terms of gaining traction in a specific stock or coin, and the more people know, the more volume increases, and all of a sudden you get a big surge in price action, and you know how that works. So what is up though? Let me see. Fart coin. But look at that though. Fart coin. It's kind of going along with the same algorithm, to be honest. Because look at that. Then look at fart coin. Then look at SPX 6900. Fart coin. Let me look at that's Elon. Dogecoin Mars. Let's look at what's the other one? Where's Pepito? What about Bonk? Oh, Bonk. Do you know any bigger YouTubers that have went over this coin, in their opinion? Not financial advice? Let's see. Look at Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at? Huh. Huh. Look at that. It does look like it's trading under the same algorithm as Bitcoin at the moment. Right on the 5-minute. You can see it. You can see that red candle on Bitcoin. But the Hikinoshi candles here are turning yellow, so it means that there could be more upside potentially. But if it does react to Bitcoin, then I wouldn't be surprised, because mostly, majority of these coins do derive from the movement of Bitcoin and others. Like Solana, for example. Solana, you can see it, try to come back down here and pull back. Alright, yeah, thank you. the hell with all these animal meme coins. Yeah, man, hopefully that's the case, and much success to that coin. And thank you for joining the Lion's Den. And it's a pleasure having this chat with you. And yeah, feel free to pass by, show some love, get as many people as you want. Come out here. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and hopefully can get to that by the end of this month. Hopefully. And yeah, continue to you know, talk about new things that we haven't discussed yet, and you know, change things up a little bit and not really talk about the same things over and over again, because then that gets old. There's still plenty of opportunities out there, and we have yet to discover those things, those tickers or coins, whatever you want. But yeah, man, like and subscribe, and for sure, let's see what happens. See what happens. Got XRP back at 229. XLM at 28 cents. Dog where the hat is at $1. It's funny. The Trump coin at 1089. Exactly. Got some hidden gems out here. But anyways, yeah, so we'll go check out what's going on with oil at the moment. Oil has been seeing a bit of a surge here earlier yesterday, and going as high as, whoa, $66.21 for oil per barrel. Yeah, that was at 11:25 in the morning, and this was after it came back from a drop. What was it? Let's see. That's a big drop. Honestly, let's see. And it kind of looks somewhat like an inverse head and shoulders, honestly, to my view here. You know? And the last low for oil back in April 9th was $55.10. Then after that was $55.34, then $59.80, and now it's climbing back up. And you know, it's getting crazy. I feel like somehow with the whole situation going on with Iran, things might escalate. And if things start to go off over there, in my opinion, oil is definitely gonna see a bit more activity for sure. You could even try to, you know, retest that 200 MA at $68. And if oil surges even more at a faster pace, you're gonna see a lot of those stocks that we talked about in the past, like for example INDO, which is clearly like one that's influenced by the activity of oil, and it's been going up recently too, I've noticed. So if you take a look at the daily for INDO, you'll see there's a bit of an uptrend here, somewhat of an ascending triangle, and it was so close to breaking over that 200 MA at 281. I still think it has what it takes to do that. So we'll see what happens within the next few days into the next week. So not only INDO, we do see that, let's see, oh, Patterson Energy looking pretty good too. There's a somewhat of a gap here 675 to maybe $7 later on down the road. Probably see that happening. TPET, maybe. Let me see MARPS. Holding steady. HYSA. What? Had just had a reverse stock split of 1 for 10 yesterday. So now it's worth $4.39. The market cap 6.89 million, but the flow is only at 1.27 million. So wow. IMPP at $3.02. Fuel cell. Fuel cell. Did we mention fuel cell like a few days ago? I think I did. Yeah. Wow, I didn't even know it surged that much. Came back from a bottom of 486 last 2 days, went up. Look at that. These two candles were about almost 50%. So from 541 to 748 and then up until the top of 803. Wow. But then it faced a big pullback. Look at that. It could be cooling off and then getting ready for another push up. So I'm gonna stay looking at fuel cell for a bit. Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on fuel cell then. You see here 4 days ago, fuel cell energy rises on new layoff round, further restructuring efforts. What? 1673? What? No. Wait, what? I'm confused. Precious metals. Silver is... Wow. Silver has been going off since the beginning of June. It was at $33, now at $36.60 an ounce. Wow. Look at that. So silver, palladium is up too. I've noticed it's more of the silver-based metals. Man, silver is going off actually. Wow. Platinum? No, platinum is. That's crazy. It's platinum going off. Yeah. Wow. Oh, there goes, what is that? Huh? Let me look at the miners here. Let's see how this. Okay. Wow. Yeah, holding. So EXK, which we talked about for almost a year, since it was at around almost $2, I think. Yeah, pretty much around this time here. Or is it? Was it? Yeah, it's incredible. And now it's coming back up. It's holding around $5 this year. Then you have HYMC, right? HYMC is, oh, it's actually pulled this. It's pulled back. It's pulled back a bit here. So I don't know what the deal is with this stock in terms of short interest in who's holding this. And you have SLV. Where's SLV at? I don't have SLV on here. Oh, wow. So SLV has left 2 gaps to the downside. I just realized that. So you have the one that's right here, that it's at around $30.24. I want to say $30.68. The second gap here at around $31.50 to $32. So, so I wonder. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I'm trying to go. Okay, here we go. Yep, there you go. I'm trying to go back in time here, around 2011. Let's see, maybe there's a, maybe, oh, there's a gap. Oh, okay, listen, this is just for research purposes, NFA, but there's a gap here, left unfilled from September 22nd of 2011. Really? Wait, is that really the case? Hold on, because I need to make sure. Oh. Wow, look, and there was at one point back in February 29th of 2012 where it almost filled the gap, but it rejected. Yeah. It has not seen that fill yet. For how many years this is? Wow. What am I doing? I can just like, hold on. How do I do this? Extend to the right. There you go. I'm here just like slowly like trying to expand it, and when I can just do that instead. Yeah, so theoretically speaking, SLV still has a gap that hasn't been filled since September 22nd, 2011. That's 14 years. Almost 14 years. So I talk about history probably repeating itself and coming back up to these gaps. Is there another one here? The last high for SLV back in May of 2011, right around $47. Yep. Let me just zoom in just in case. Let me zoom in. Is that a gap? I want to say that is actually another gap. Thank you. Yeah. Who would have never look at that. It's another, it's a small tiny gap right there. That's around $46. Wait, did I expand that? Hold on. I did? Yeah, I did. Okay, did it? It worked. So how could this play out in the future? Maybe because it does. You do see these gaps here on the bottom. So that could be tested. But then again, you still have the gaps to be filled on the upside, which would be considered around 36.47 to 37.87. And okay, so we just got an alert for the SPX 6900. So it pushed up to 155. So this is gonna have to be something that we look close. We have to pay close attention to, because that could be something to probably consider as a potential play, not financial advice. Especially if silver continues to surge, and if silver breaks 37, we probably might see that. We probably might see that happen. Anything can happen, so just always be prepared and not surprised. Let's go back to SPX 6900 real quick. Let's see. Oh. Yep, so yeah, it did actually push over the 48. You're gonna have a 1348 crossover in about a couple of minutes, or maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so. Probably reach over 157. Looks like a nice little potential breakout here. Probably surge to the upside. Well, I guess shout out to the people who own SPX 6900. Wishing them the best. Make a lot of gains. Let's see. Oh my god, here we go again with this. This always happens. Why? There you go. Sheesh. Let's see, uranium stocks, rare earths were down a lot. Lightbridge took a hit. It took a big hit. Wow. DNN, same thing. Clean energy, yeah. That sector has seen a big pullback. Oklo, XC. Oh my god, that's Moisley. That's gotta be Moisley. Stop. I know it's you. Welcome. It's a pleasure seeing you on here on the Lion's Den. He's whacking off. First time. I've always said uranium and plutonium could be the next gold and silver. Interesting. let's say that, you know, uranium for clean energy and nuclear energy as a source of power. Yeah, I think definitely. I would think, in my opinion, would serve as a good alternative. You know, and yeah, it could be a gold and silver version of energy. Just to, you know, think about how reputable those two are. But yeah, looks like they are kind of cooling off a little bit, and you could be seeing the uranium, and you see maybe rare earths too. Yeah, the rare earths just pulling back a little bit too. We have here quantum computing, RGTX, no, RGTI, had pulled back, so it's kind of like bottoming out a little bit here. But overall, quantum computing, I've been seeing some surge, some serious price action here, but it looks like it might be coming to an end and cooling off and probably selling off even more to their previous support levels. QBTS here having a gap on the daily. QBTS, D-Wave Quantum, a gap here at 14 bucks a share. That could be a potential bearish scenario. QSI, I don't think there's anything to do with, I think that's something different. What else? U.S. exchanges percentage losses. Wow. Whew. And what about the winners? Let's see. Oh. EVGN? Evogene. Oh, we haven't seen this name in a long time. MEGL was one of the percentage change gainers. Was up 60% today. If you remember, Magic Empire Global Limited, MEGL was one of those summer Hong Kong IPOs of 2022. You remember that? I remember that like it was yesterday. And I think it had a split before, but yeah, here, hold on, $999.76 divided by 4. So that means, MEGL, $249 a share from, hold on, from, what was it, 197? And so from 50 bucks to, what? Wow. Oh, okay. So from 50 bucks to $249 a share when the MEGL IPO'd. That was crazy. That was a crazy IPO. And that was alongside HKD at the same amount of time. I mean, the same time frame. Yo, it's Eric. G G G G G G G G G G unit. There, bro. You coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning, bruh? Sheesh. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, but yesterday's price action for Tuesday, MEGL was trading at around 129, 130, and went as high as 364. Look at that. Even at 117. So yeah, something's going on with MEGL. Damn. Oh shoot! Look, and you know what's funny? You just came on, and then look at what I just saw as the U.S. Percentage change gainers. XTIA, man, was up 18.68% on the close. Oh wow. So it caused my heart condition. Oh god. I think I had traded HKD at some point too. AMTD, I remember it was split between HKD and AMTD. Moisley's name is changed to Yo. Is that how you say your name now, Moisley? God. Speaking of boner, Bone Biologics Corp. Bone Biologics Corporation. Speaking of boners, right? Was up and it closed at 22.88%. They had a reverse stock split today. I mean yesterday, of 1 for 10, and it actually rose afterwards. Got it. It was a 1 for 6 reverse split. What is this? Zing yang yang yang. Eric, oh, you inspired him with really inspired him with that name? Oh. What is this? Quanta Singh Group Limited. This thing went crazy. Wow. From 525 a share on Monday. No, that was last Friday actually. To now 985 a share. Oh. Uh-oh. 13%. Wait, hold on, can you? What the hell? Was I not what? I was in a see myself. What the hell? Weird. Awry? What is awry? Oh damn. Oh damn. Arrive AI? This was trading at like $5 last Friday, and this thing surged in the morning, Tuesday. 670 from from 689 on the low to 1573 on the high. Goodness gracious. And then EVGN, look at that one. Thing was trading from 176 to 242. That was like a $1.06 maybe. Oh, futures are slipping? Let me find out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Futures are slipping. It's trying to sell off. Uh-oh. And we got a cross. We got a bearish cross over here. Between the 48 and the 200 EMA. The 13 is facing down too. Uh-oh. Thanks for pointing that out. It's a beautiful name. See, the NASDAQ mini futures are doing the same thing. The Russell 2000 is actually, surprisingly, it's actually holding up. What? Looks bullish. How is this even possible? You guys see this? The Russell 2000 up, but the SPY is actually trying to trend down. NASDAQ. You got the Dow Jones Industrial. Whoa, the Dow Jones Industrial is actually up too. So it's Dow Jones and Russell. But NASDAQ and SPY. Okay, I'm confused here. Playing these games. Hold on. Okay, I don't know. But NASDAQ 100, I think that's usually tech. It looks bearish because that 48 is about to cross under the 200 too. Just like SPY just did. There's a little bounce too. Yo, what's up with you, Eric? Man, how you been? Because I haven't seen you in a minute. To the moon. Jimmy. Jimmy, Jimmy, Jimmy. AMC. GME. Look at that. Green candlestick, boom, boom. Look at that. SPY dropped down to $600.90 before bouncing back up and hitting this gap at 601.33. To the moon. Finger looking good. Just completing home project before it gets hot. Yeah, dude. Está poniendo caliente afuera. Dios mío. Bro, it's gonna be like 90 degrees here on the East Coast, in New York, on Thursday. So, yes, it's getting crazy out, man. I'll be on the roof tomorrow. Oof. I better have some shade. Moes. Dun 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 dun. the moon. Bulk of stuff getting done. So you're pretty much gonna be busy all week, huh? Dude, even if that's the case, man, I've been having problems trying to connect my freaking stream in the daytime, man. What was the last time I streamed in the daytime? Last week? I think. Damn. Shit sucks. And then I think I got disconnected, and then I think my computer had crashed. Yeah, man, hella busy. Yo, your EXK, man. Your EXK at $5. You believe that? And silver. Silver was at, look at that. It was at a high of 36.64. Dude, silver almost hitting $37 an ounce, bro. That is crazy. Oh shoot, fishing in the building. Fishing in the den. What's good, man? Why does it feel like I haven't seen you guys in a minute? Sheesh. Bro, platinum is going off. Well, there's a bit of a barcoding action there, but in general though, platinum, dude. Platinum has been going off even more than silver. Honestly, look at that. Now platinum is worth $1,238.88. Bro, you're gonna see more catalytic converters being stolen. Yo, these guys are gonna be working double time. Just seeing platinum go up like that, and palladium. I'm driving back from fishing with my baby boy DJ. I'll say word. Did you catch anything interesting? Did you catch some big bass? You catch some salmon? Catch some catfish, swordfish? What you got? What you got over there? Whoa, what? You can't recycle catalytic converters on Cali no more? It's weaker, bro? What? Because I guess they've been cracking down on that, right? Yeah, you see, like, again, random people just coming in with a catalytic converter. And we're like, oh, yeah, we can't do that. Trout to converters. Oh, God. That's freaking hilarious. Let's see. NYMEX Platinum Palladium Warehouse Stocks. Oh. Brinks Inc. Oh. Let's see, which stocks are predicted to perform with platinum and palladium on the rise? Let's see. Maybe you can predict some tickers. Oh, Pan American Silver. I've reached a fork in the road. Help, which way do I go? Straight. I know. Oh, great. What? OTC? Got some OTC stocks? I'm gonna look at these tickers right now. Hold on. Oh, shoot. Oh, say word. DBA Sebenai Stillwater Limited. Oh, this has been going up slowly. There's like a couple of gaps to fill back down to like $5 probably. So apparently this company, ticker symbol SBSW, is one of the world's largest platinum and palladium producers, with major operations in South Africa and in the US. Trades at an attractive forward PE of 12, offering leveraged exposure to metal price gains. Not finished live ice. Ah, okay. Oh. Okay. shoot, okay. Let's see what else. Anglo-American Platinum. That's an OTC stock. AMGPY. Oh, Valterra Platinum. And that's been going up. Oh, that's been going up too. Shit. Let's see it. Yeah, coming down. Okay. So that one is a leading PGM producer globally. 38% of global palladium supply, with strong free cash flow and 9 to 11% dividend yield. Oh, it has dividends. Say word. Oh, okay. That's interesting. So it's been, oh shoot. This is every quarter? Let me see. August, April, March, August, April, August, March, August, March, August, March, March, August, April. So I think now they added April into it, so it's now quarterly. Huh. I guess so. That could be a good deal. Maybe. Valterra Platinum shares start trading in London. Oh, they got listed in London recently. Valterra Platinum started secondary trading on the London Stock Exchange following its spin-off from parent Anglo-American with a value of around 7.77 billion pounds, which is $10.45 billion in US. Shares in the world's largest platinum group metals mining company were trading around 29.30 pence in early morning European trading. At this price, Anglo-American's 19.9% retained stake is worth around 1.55 billion pounds. It is required to hold its stake for at least 90 days. Valterra is keeping its main listing on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. Says our secondary listing is a pivotal step in our evolution as a standalone platinum group metals business. Not only does this listing broaden our shareholder base and access to our world-class assets, but it also underscores our commitment to long-term value creation for the benefit of all of our stakeholders. He added that the company's resource base, competitive cost position, and integrated processing capacity positioned the company to make the most of the PGM industry. Wow. Damn, okay. Precious metals. NP. Okay, what's the third one? Impala Platinum. IMPUY? IMPU? PU. Impala Platinum Holdings. Wow, it's been seeing a rise too. Nah, gnarly. That's crazy. Look at that. It's a rise over the 200 EMA on the weekly. So this is a major South American miner of platinum group metals with expanding North American assets. Then you have PLG, which is platinum group metals. And this stock looks like it's just about to climb up. It's at 167 a share. and that has a volume of one. Oh, it was actually higher today with a volume of 1.53 million. Shares float 75.88 million shares. Let's see, Fishy says IPO Market Watch just came out with some new IPPS, SLDE, an insurance company, and a defense. He covered Circle IPO at 32 and it ran to $132 in 2 days. Wow. Yeah, I remember that IPO. I've heard about it. And that was a crazy rise. Crazy rise. Let's see. Oof. PLG. Might have to put that on the radar. Just let me know the ticker. If you want to share the video too, you can share the video of IPO Market Watch on Discord. I know it's gonna get late a little bit. Well, it is late now, but yeah, that would be cool. IPPS. What is IPPS? Oh, so Platinum Group Metals is a developer of the Waterberg Palladium project in South Africa. Higher risk, but strong upside potential. Look at that. Not financial advice, huh? Okay. A-Mark Precious Metals, ticker symbol AMRK. That one is at $21.51. Looks like it pays out dividends quarterly. Last payment was 20 cents each. Okay. Looks like it could be climbing back up too. MACD wants to flip green. So is the ADX. So I'm gonna put that on the watch list too for precious metals. I gotta put that in there too. Shoot. So AMRK, A-Mark Precious Metals is not a miner, but a bullion dealer / trader offering exposure via platinum palladium bullion. Okay. So then here's the ETF and physical exposure options. Not financial advice. You got Aberdeen Standard Physical Platinum Shares, ETF, PLPT. Oh wait, what? PL. I put that. Really? It doesn't exist? Alright, let me see PALL. Okay, that. Oh wow, okay. Sheesh. And then Sprott Physical Platinum and Palladium Trust. Blended physical exposure, so SPPP. Oof. Ooh. Oh, that's going up. That definitely broke out on the weekly. I'll put that up there. Say a word. I'm gonna wonder. Damn. That's Circle. Circle ended a group. Hmm. Hmm. Let me go ahead and check PLG real quick, because I'm actually pretty intrigued about PLG. Okay. 1.69 days to cover 1,900,000 short shares as 9 hours ago. Da, da, da. But how are we looking like though? Yo, so apparently I can't type on here. This is so dumb right now. I can't type on the search. That's hilarious. It's a defense stock? What? Bro, what the hell? Are you serious right now? Yo. S&P SPX 6900 is climbing up right now. Wow. 1348 crossover. It's pushing up. It's probably gonna break 160. Wow. Chime? Wait, Chime is oh, it's gonna IPO. Okay. Shoot. Yo, let me put this on oh, I can't even. Okay. Interesting. Oil is slowly climbing back up. Oil is at $65 per barrel. What is the index doing? Still on the bottom. Sheesh. He said SLDE is IPOing on the 18th for $15. He said it's a 3-year hold. The books look good. Okay, so it hasn't released yet, so I can't really look at any charts because it hasn't IPO'd yet. Got it. Got it. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Slide. SLDE. Slide. Yo, what is going on my page? Yo, what else is going on though? should be all that's covered, pretty much. We covered a good amount tonight, and is to say that there's still more on the way. You heard? So, with that being said, damn, chime might be a good. It might be a good one. Oh, Vizsla was the other one too. Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a night, guys. So, yeah, fortunately, I know that Eric had just got here a while ago, and Fishy too. But yeah, it's like, the time difference kind of sucks. So I'm gonna have to call it a night, and then I'm gonna have to come back mañana, si Dios quiere, so we can be able to see what happens in the market, because in about less than 7 hours, CPI data is going to be released, and we're going to see if any of those scenarios is going to transpire. So, where the heck is that? Okay, here. So we have, again, so just to go over what ChatGPT had discussed about the CPI data. Alright, so the CPI year-over-year result, if it comes out to be less at 2.7%, the market bias, apparently, ChatGPT says that is bullish. SPY likely to react in a strong rally, and the Fed expectations in terms of interest rates, sooner cuts. If it stays the same at 2.8%, the market bias will remain neutral. The SPY will likely react flat to mild rally, and the Fed expectations will be a steady policy. But if it goes up to the forecasted amount of 2.9%, the market bias will be bearish. There will be likely a reaction of the SPY to have a pullback or a correction, which would lead to Fed expectations for delayed cuts. So that's something to look out for later on in the morning, so be prepared for that. And with that being said, we're gonna call it a night, and I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that joined tonight on this evening stream, on this market recap with yours truly, Line of All Trades, here in the Lion's Den. Thank you to the one and only Zelly, Queen of the Lion's Den. Thank you. Big shout out to Jesse Jules, Big JR, Michael, HB, Blue Wave, Eric, Fishy. Thank you for sharing the information about the IPOs. Again, I will be looking into it. If you share it on the Discord, even better. Let us know. He's whacking off. Thanks to you, and thank you for being here. Now, best of luck tomorrow, and trade safely. I don't know what's gonna happen with GME, but also be prepared for that, as any opportunity present could be a good one. Not financial advice, but be prepared and not surprised, like Keenan usually says. And I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. So have a great night, sleep well, be refreshed for later. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next stream. in the Lion's Den with yours truly, Lion of all trades. Love you all. Thank you.